This was my first comfortable bed. It was the first time I'd been warm and I'd been safe. It felt like home. And being back in here is extremely overwhelming, but I'm so grateful.
This is kind of like my church. I come here, I just get reverence instantly. You know, you remember yourself here and you think, wow, from a little tiny thing comes a life.
Up until about 5 years ago, I led a very normal life. I completed university, I had a great job, my family and I were getting along great, and then I fell into addictions.
Well, I always had a problem with alcohol, like I was susceptible to it, but it was sporadic, it wasn't every day. And then I had my motorcycle accident. I was using it to not only to make myself feel good, but to also stop the pain.
And I kept saying, I'm gonna get help.
My friend ended up coming to my house and said, hey, I'm going to a treatment center. Maybe you want to go to too, as we were drinking. And during that drinking session, I ended up calling Renaissance.
I did my intake and it was a very dark few months until I got in here.
I remember it was such like an imposition, 21 days, like this huge, giant thing.
There's such a stigma around, you know, addictions, and you know, you're never going to become anything, right? So when I walked in here and I knew that all these counselors had, you know, walked the same journey I had, I felt safe.
You know, I think it was the people I met here that helped me the most.
Waking up and sober and knowing somebody's going to care for me. Someone will help me take my meds, right? Just keep me in line.
Gave me some sort of structure and a framework. So when I left, they said, hey, Mark, you got this little tiny toolkit that we're going to give you, and go out into the world and good luck.
You know, I had some trauma and I had never dealt with it. And I remember meeting with one of the counselors and finally telling somebody, right? Somebody who, there was no judgment. She just listened. And I remember from that moment, I said, this place is going to save me.
You know what, being here for 3 weeks, it slowed me down long enough to know that, like, hey man, there's something you got to do about this.
My life is completely different.
I don't know, everything's changed for me.
I'm a sponsor. I work on the crisis line. I have my family back.
You know what, you care about other people. I didn't really think about other people too often. Now I care about seeing someone get sober. My parents are like amazed. I mean, you know what? I never thought I'd get sober. It's unbelievable when it happens to you. It's like winning the lottery, really.
If people didn't continue to support this cause, people like me would still be out there drinking and using. So it's saving lives, essentially.
We simply couldn't deliver our exceptional treatment programs without our donors. It starts from clients being able to come in, complete their journey. The donations help with the family program, continuing care, alumni. I mean, it's just pieces of the program that if one piece was missing, it would affect the client's journey. So because of the donors, we're extremely grateful.
You never know whose life you can alter, save. If you can give.
My family decided to become donors. I can save for my grandmother. When I got out of Renaissance, I met up with her and I told her what this place had done for me. And she said, even though it was 35 days, there's a change. And I remember the first check she wrote. It said at the bottom, thank you for saving my granddaughter's life. I hit my 1 year on February 1st.
I just passed 19 years.
It's needed. People need to find Renaissance.